The paranormal is way closer than you think, and nowhere is safe. Seriously, nowhere. Whether you're chilling in your own house, walking down the street, or somewhere you think is normal, something might be lurking, watching you from the shadows. Tonight we're diving into some of the most unsettling videos ever recorded. Clips that could be proof that there's more out there than meets the eye. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it, if you dare. This one comes from a security guard working the graveyard shift at a large department store. He'd been hearing strange noises for a while, soft thuds, faint tapping, so he decided to grab his phone and start recording.
What's going on, guys? Making a video. It's been a couple days since I made the last one. I wasn't feeling good. That was... Yo!
Maybe he thought he'd catch a raccoon or a coworker messing with him, but what he captured was much stranger. First, the door right behind him slowly shuts on its own, latching with a sharp click. There's no wind, no obvious reason. He keeps following the noise out of the stockroom.
Jesus Christ, it was behind me.
And that's when something downright creepy happens. Out of nowhere, the shadow of what looks like a small child appears right behind him. The guard freezes for a split second. You can almost feel him holding his breath before the footage cuts abruptly. Imagine you're there, alone in the middle of the night, and that happens. And how would a kid even get into a locked store at that hour? This wasn't the scared, lost energy of a child looking for their parents. No, this was different. It felt intimidating, wrong. Could this be an actual ghost or just the world's worst midnight prank? Ever get the feeling you're being watched? The truth is, we have no idea how many creepy things are out there observing us without us noticing. These days, people record everything on their phones, and sometimes those videos capture way more than intended. That's exactly what happened to Mexican sisters Odalis and Daphne. They were goofing around with a friend, recording another casual clip, when suddenly the lights in their room started flickering. They laughed nervously but kept recording until things got even weirder. In the background, just barely visible, a strange figure appears. First you see a face, pale, unnatural, and then the shadow of a body as if it's hiding. None of them noticed it at the time. Only when they were editing the footage did they realize what was there, and they said it sent chills down their spines. The strangest part, they swear they were alone in the house. No guests, no visitors. Could it have been a prank for TikTok? Maybe, but they've never posted anything remotely like this before, which makes the whole thing even creepier. There are some old internet videos that just keep coming back, and every time they resurface, they're just as unsettling. This one dates back to 2012. A group of teenagers decided to explore an abandoned drainage tunnel. Armed only with a single camera and some questionable decision-making skills. As they go deeper, the tunnel gets tighter, darker, and way more claustrophobic. The air feels heavier, and then it happens. Out of the darkness, something fast and shadowy rushes toward them. They panic instantly, screaming, tripping over each other as they try to run back toward the entrance. Adding to the mystery, the video's description read, "Lynn and Hesk, this is for you guys who didn't believe us." It's like they filmed it specifically to prove a story that nobody believed. Was it a prank, a friend in a costume, or did they actually encounter something living in the tunnels? Nobody knows, and maybe we're better off not finding out. If there's a prime time for paranormal activity, it's the dead of night when you're all alone. That's why night shift workers often have the creepiest stories. Take Colombian trucker Jesus Gamboa, for example. He was parked late at night in a lot, getting some rest, when he suddenly had that gut feeling he wasn't alone. Then he saw a small shadow dart behind one of his truck's tires. He started recording. For a split second, a small figure peeks out from behind the tire, then vanishes. The way it moves is the stuff of nightmares. It looked like a young girl, but her posture and speed were wrong. Whatever it was, it didn't belong there. Let's just hope it didn't hitch a ride in the truck's cab. Hospitals at night already have a heavy, eerie vibe. Now imagine being there and catching something completely unexplained on camera. That's what happened to a friend of two podcast hosts. She was visiting her sick daughter and decided to record a short video to send to the hosts. The clip was so bizarre they ended up sharing it online. In the background behind the hospital bed, a dark figure glides across the hallway. Not running, not walking, just sliding at a speed no human could match. The woman swears the floor was empty at that moment. She didn't hear footsteps, didn't see anyone in real time. The mystery remains unsolved. Another old internet mystery that still haunts people comes from a 14-year-old YouTube upload, the only video on an abandoned channel. It starts simple. A group of friends hanging out, one playing guitar. Everyone's relaxed, laughing, singing along. Then, mid-song, something appears in the window behind the guitarist. It's a figure, still faceless, with an odd shape. It doesn't move, doesn't blink, just watches. Then seconds later, it's gone. No footsteps, no retreat, just gone. Was it a hoax, or did they accidentally record a fan from the afterlife? Either way, after seeing this, maybe keep your curtains closed during jam sessions. Urban explorer Chris Hill swore he'd never go back to a certain abandoned warehouse. That promise didn't last. In a more recent video, he returned to investigate and got more than he bargained for. He left a secondary camera running on the first floor while he explored upstairs. A few minutes later, that stationary camera captured something chilling. A semi-transparent, human-shaped apparition slowly walking before fading into nothing.
That scared the out of me.
Chris didn't see it live. The scariest part came when he reviewed the footage on site, and on another camera, aimed at him, you can clearly see something invisible pull him sharply from behind. That was enough for him to pack up and get out for good. Working alone at night in a big empty building. Yeah, that's asking for trouble. One employee learned this the hard way. He started hearing strange bangs from the storage area, so he went to investigate with his phone camera rolling. At first, nothing. Then out of nowhere, mannequins and objects topple over on their own. No one nearby. Other workers had already reported bizarre events in that building, but this sealed the deal. The place was haunted.
Whoa.
And just when he thought it couldn't get worse, a faint, eerie sound, like a child crying, echoed through the empty space. If that's not a sign to update your resume, I don't know what is. A night watchman started hearing noises above him in the ceiling space. Convinced it was just a rat, he grabbed his flashlight and phone, climbed up, and took a look. What he recorded is unsettling. A human-like hand holding a random object up there. No idea what the object was or why it was there, but the hand itself, that's the nightmare fuel. He didn't notice it in real time. It was only later, reviewing the footage, that he realized something or someone had been right above him, and no, that wasn't a rat. In early 2025, videos started popping up from the dense forests of Colorado showing a massive hairy figure moving among the trees.
We come in peace. We come in peace.
I can't zoom in any more than this.
The most famous clip came from a family driving on the highway. They pulled over when they spotted something huge walking upright in the distance. Too big to be a person, and there are no gorillas in that area. Could this have been Bigfoot, one of North America's most famous legends, or just a trick of perspective? The debate rages on. Tina, a lifestyle and comedy influencer, had no idea her casual hair extension video would turn into nightmare material. In the background, a floating head appears on the other side of the room. She didn't notice at the time and kept talking to the camera. Only after posting did her followers flood the comments, asking who walked past. Here's the kicker. Her daughter was outside playing with her husband at the time. Tina isn't religious and doesn't believe in ghosts, but she admits she has no explanation. In April 2025, adventurer Ali Camp ignored warnings and entered a forbidden forest in Indonesia, a place locals say is protected by spirits. Alone, at night, with no cell signal, he felt the atmosphere shift. The smell of sulfur filled the air. Then in the beam of his flashlight, he saw her, a woman in white with long dark hair, standing still. Locals believe this matches the description of a kuntilanak, a vengeful female spirit. Ali didn't stick around to confirm. He turned and left immediately.
Astaghfirullahaladzim. Apa itu teman-teman? Astaghfirullahaladzim. Astaghfirullahaladzim. Coba saya zoom ya. Astaghfirullahaladzim. La ilaha illallah. Astaghfirullahaladzim.
The original source of this video is unknown. The story goes that it was recorded by a woman who'd been hearing strange noises and seeing shadows in her own home. Determined to prove she wasn't losing her mind, she filmed her rooms at night with all the lights off. She captured footsteps, knocks, and finally, a door opening on its own. That was enough for her to stop recording. She had her proof, maybe more than she wanted. Nobody knows what happened to her after that, or what exactly she caught on camera.
Have I to really cope there?
Huh? What?
Do you know if I went shook me said, fuck.
Oh! Oh! I want to go down.